Can we have anything we can imagine? Yes and no. Depending on how high our vibration is, we will attract other things that have the same vibration. This is simply the first law in the universe. So, for instance, if you would like a house like the one you see in the picture, your thoughts need to be of a vibration where you know it is easy to have a house like this. You know you deserve a house like this. And then it will be much easier to attract it. Now, if you always condemn the rich people, if you always judge them, then you won't be able to attract a house like this. So then you might say, but I do want a nice house and it's not coming. But you judge everything that has to do with the nice house. You judge making money. You judge living this lifestyle while other people are poor. So then this energy says, okay, in that case, stay there. Don't come here. See, everything is a vibration. We know this scientifically as well. So instead of focusing on having a nice house by the beach, focus on raising your vibration so it can be light, just the way you feel when you are by the beach. And then it will be much easier. Also, never forget this. Earth is a school. We are in the biggest and the best university in creation. Lessons do come first. So, depending on what it was you wanted to learn before you came to Earth, the opportunities for these lessons are what are going to be brought to you first by the universe, and then the nice houses. Let me see another reason. I think I've mentioned this before. I remember years and years ago I had asked for something from the universe and I got it, but I got it 2 years later. And I asked my higher self, what took you so long? And the answer was, there was something that you needed to experience, and had you had this, you would have skipped that experience. And then when you left Earth, you would have regretted it. So this is why sometimes we don't get what we want instantly. It can happen, but as we said, lessons come first. So this new age thingy of you can have anything you can imagine is true. It is for many, many people. But some souls have said, you know what? Let me first experience what I want to experience from Earth, and then I can go into enjoyment. Not that you cannot have lessons from having everything you want, but you know what it is. One of the reasons we want everything is for attention and for friends. Americans have this saying, if you have $1 million, you have 1 million friends. And this is very true. So this is another reason we want everything. This nice house you're seeing in the picture, I stayed in a similar house for a while. It was a client's house. It's very nice, but let me tell you, after day 2, you start getting bored. Now you might think, no, I'm going to have all my friends there and then I won't get bored. But if you have friends, you can be happy anywhere. You don't need a $10 million house by the beach to be happy. Because if you have friends, you are doing something right. You are liked. Otherwise, you buy your friends. I had a lot of friends when I had money because I was buying them. Nothing wrong with that. It's also an experience. But after I lost my money, I realized that I was buying my friends. Back to, can we have anything we can imagine? Oh yes, many reasons why we don't have everything we can imagine is because it involves other people. For instance, you might meet John. He's tall, good looking, dark, handsome, and you say to the universe, I want John. Well, you see, John is not a bicycle. John has a soul, and his soul has a plan. And you are probably not part of the plan. And if the universe gives you John, you take John out of his path. And this is why many times it doesn't happen. You can say, I would like a man or a woman, but a lot of people ask for this and then they just sit on the couch and they change the channels and they wait for the man or the woman to come. In order for someone else to come and to stay with you, you need to be a little more interesting. Don't just change the channels on TV. Do things. Learn things. Experience things. And then you become an interesting person to be around. And then John, Jane, or Mary will find you interesting and will stick around. So don't just say, yes, I asked it from the universe and I'm waiting for it. And you just sit on the couch, getting fat, and destroying your mind with television. You need to remain sharp to find the kind of partner you want. Otherwise, you're simply going to find another stupid, needy partner. And then you will say, well, this isn't the kind of person I really want. Yes, but the kind of person you really want wants someone a little more interesting than you. So become more interesting. It does not take long. It really doesn't. Get off the couch. Let's see. What else? Can we have anything we can imagine? Yes, not if it includes other people. Yes, okay. Many women come to me meaning for a session, and they say, I want to have children and I cannot have children. And the higher self always says, or always asks, why do you want to have children? And they go, why not? The higher self says, no, I need you to understand, I need you to tell yourself why it is you want children so that you can have them consciously. Because do you really want children? Or is it because your mother told you you should have children? Or is it because your friends had children? So, if you want something and you're not getting it, ask yourself, I wonder why it is I want this. And this is how you discover more about you, more about who you are. Another reason some people seem to get everything they want, they focus on it. and they stay focused on it, and they don't project needs. They simply say, okay, this is what I want. They work for it. As for many of us, would like to have things without focusing on how to get them and without working on it. It's not that this cannot be done. It can. But you see, we come from realities where our thought creates instantly. And many of us wonder what it would be like creating in slow motion. So working for a nice house, or building a nice house, or going out and picking the furniture for a nice house is one of the experiences we wanted to get. This is creating in slow motion. And this is why we need to stay focused on what it is we want sometimes. Other times, we also think of the opposite. In the 14 years that I have been doing this, I have gotten, or I have experienced, everything I had asked for, except one thing: access to a private jet. I have all these clients that do have private jets, that let me stay in their houses, but they have never said, you can use my jet if you like. Why? Because every time I land at an airport and I see private jets there, I always think that is too much energy to move around one person. It's not good for the environment. So because I always think like that, that is the opposite thinking of wanting access to a private jet. So we do that sometimes too. As we said in the beginning, you like a nice house by the beach, but you judge the people who have those nice houses by the beach, calling them all sorts of names. Then this negates what you really want. So we have to be careful with our thoughts. Very, very careful. Because as we go into the new energy, as we go into the fifth dimension, we will create things much faster. But we will also create the negative things as well, whatever it is we think about. So I would say, first start focusing on your thoughts. Start asking yourself at the end of the day, what did I think about today? Did I think of what I can do? Or did I mostly think of what I cannot do? Did I judge someone for having what I want? And then you simply stop judging. There's a very good book, I might have mentioned it before, Love Yourself and It Doesn't Matter Who You Marry, by Eva Marie Zurhorst. It's a German book, but it has been translated into English. There was one line I got from that book that changed my life. She was explaining how if you don't like someone, sit down and ask yourself, what does this person have that I want? This is why you don't like this person. They simply have something you want. At that time of my life, there was only one person that I absolutely disliked. And I asked this question. And right away, I saw why it was I disliked her. She made money without doing anything. And because I wasn't making money without doing anything, I disliked her. Of course, I found other excuses for disliking her, but they were just excuses to make me feel better. The real reason was She had something I wanted. So next time you judge the rich, ask yourself, what is it they have that I want? And you'll understand this, and then you will stop judging them, and then it will be easier for you to have what they want. To have what they have as well. Of course, if that is what you want. If you want something else, focus on that. While we're talking about money and the rich and having what you want, don't say silly phrases like, I'm not interested in money, I just want spiritual growth. If you're not interested in money, leave your comfortable bathroom, leave your toilet, and go and live out in the woods. Because even your toilet requires money. So don't say retarded phrases like that. Now, back to can we have anything we can imagine? From my work, I have found that most people don't get what they imagine because they want it for other people as well. They want to impress others. Because you see, if others are impressed by us, this guarantees our survival. Like others like me, I will survive. All this is past life memory from lifetimes when we were rejected by others. So many people focus so much on making money for acceptance, and we call them greedy. First of all, there is nothing wrong with greed, but when you go down deep, it's not greed that drives them to succeed. It's the need for acceptance. So if you catch yourself having this same need, start accepting yourself. And as you start accepting yourself more and more, the need to be accepted by others will go down. And then it will be nice to have everything you can imagine, but it won't be a need. And then you can enjoy it more. Because I have seen many people in these nice homes being very happy when their friends are in there, they're having a good time, and then their friends leave, and they are in the house and they don't know how to feel. They're not really happy. Simply because they build a house like this to get constant attention. But they cannot get this attention 24 hours a day unless their friends move in. This is another reason why so many people with nice homes invite you to stay over as long as you like. I used to do it when I had a penthouse in San Francisco because I wanted the constant approval. I wanted people to keep saying, "You have a beautiful place. I love being here." This still guarantees our survival. It's like I am accepted. See, we lived so many years in the wilderness, and if we were not accepted, we died. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Can we have anything we can imagine? I would say focus on yes, you can have anything you can imagine, but also focus on make sure this is what you want and not what other people told you is good. Not what other people told you to want. And then you will get everything you can imagine. I will leave it at this.